Good morning. Come join me for a little while as I do some chit chatting and tell you what's going on because I tell you, I am. I was sitting here trying to get my lights all fixed and I got started and I was doing good talking to y'all. I had started, and don't you know, for some reason or other, I moved my foot, and the way I had my light, it just turned over and bumped me right in the head. Well, I deleted that and started again. So now I got my coffee in a McDonald's cup, which I like drinking out of. And you know what? I'm going to tell you now, starting, and I will have a scripture later. But anyhow, Pat, chit chat with Granny Pat, yesterday was showing y'all her beautiful mug that you can get. And you know, I have one too. My friend Tom sent me one. Anyhow, see? And I just love it. So, but she drinks out of hers, and it is good to drink coffee out of, I'm sure. But it's heavy. So, anyhow, my friend that sent me this one, which I just love this cup, he said you might use it as a pencil holder. And that's what I do. Thank you, Pat. I'm glad you got these cups, and you need to get you one. They're a little heavy, but you know what? I'm 91, and the McDonald's cup is so much lighter. But you can buy grandma's. You can get McDonald's coffee if you're 55, you know, senior citizen, and they raised the price. Now I get coffee with 7 creams, senior, and it for two it runs $1.49 now. But Granny's cup is so pretty, and I'm proud of her. So thank you for pointing that out, Granny. Yesterday, Pat, you're a fun girl. I told her she was funny, and she is funny because she did a real good little dig on my McDonald's coffee cup. But I'm nice. But she is too. I'm just having fun. I am having fun. And Jesus cares. This was sent to me. Now, I don't know. Senior Insights was on this morning, and she was holding up a cup, and you could, or something, and you could read it right. I don't know how that works, and she don't either. But I tell you what, Cynthia, you need to get a little louder, honey, because I couldn't hardly hear you even with my hearing aids this morning. And so I put you on my big screen TV, and then I could turn the sound up. And I had my hearing aids on. So just check yourself out and see if you're loud enough for you. I had to get microphones, and I got these for about $50, $60. And I've got one on the iPad, it fits the iPad, and then the other one goes on top where the pencil goes. Then I got one right here inside my blouse. So, and everybody is now saying they can hear me because my iPad was not doing it, or else I just wasn't talking loud enough. Now, I did one yesterday when I was sitting in the car and I checked it, and it was loud enough with my iPad, but a lot of times I'm not loud enough. Well, that's enough of that. So, God is good all the time, and that is so true. Jesus cares, and there's no tells who it is. There is never a day so dreary, but God can make it bright. And unto the soul that trust Him, He giveth songs in the night. There is never a path so hidden, but God can lead the way if we seek the Spirit's guidance and patiently wait and pray. There is never a care so heavy, a cross so heavy, but the nail scarred hands are there, outstretched in tender compassion, but the burden to help us bear. There is never a heart so broken, but the loving hand can heal. The heart that was placed on pierced on the heart that was pierced on Calvary does still for his loved ones feel. I'm not a great reader, but this is so beautiful. There is never a life so darkened, so hopeless and unblessed, but may be filled with the light of God and enter his promised rest. There is never a sin or sorrow, there is never a care or loss, but that we may bring to Jesus and leave at the foot of the cross. After Buddy passed away, I was devastated. I was like, he was 63 and I was 61. And I was old enough to get my Social Security. If you're a widow, you can get your Social Security. So, anyhow, I got it. Lisa, thank you for sending my little presents. And I want to show you what else she sent me. She sent me 2 little hangings. And y'all know how I like kitty cats. See, I got a kitty cat right here behind me in this picture. And he looks just like Big Tom. And the way he gets up and he licks his paw every so often. But isn't this pretty? All those little kitty cats. And we love our little girls. And last night, Big Tom decided to sleep out in the breezeway with them. So he went out there. And here's the other little thing. And it's real pretty too. And it's just one little kitty cat. And you can hang these on the wall, and they're not very big. They're really only about the same size as my hand, see? So these will be easy to hang. I don't have a lot of places to put things, but I'm going to find a place for my kitty cats. That's for sure. So it's a good morning. When I first started, I started doing the video this morning, and don't you know that one light? I pulled the string accidentally as I was reaching for something, and knocked it right into my head. Well, I had to delete that and start over. So I've been starting over. Persevere. That's what we do. So this morning I was watching some of my girlfriends, and I watched Debbie the other day after she finally broke the news to her husband. You know, Kentucky Life with Debbie, and he was just overexcited about it. You know, overexcited. It's not good for him to get overexcited like that. And I'm being silly. I'm being fun, but he said, and this is the tone of voice, and you'll have to watch her and tell it. Good for you. I mean, when she talked about tone of voice, that is so true. When you do a text and you don't know how they really feel, but if they say, good for you, like then there's excitement. Or if you say, good for you, he just takes it for granted that the way I'm going to take it. He just takes it for granted that she's just a splendid woman and she can do it. Just good for you. That's the way I take it for her, because I know he loves her. They've been married 54 years. And, you know, when you've been married that long, you are one person. And, you know, the Bible says when you get married, you are one, you become one, and you live for each other and take care of each other till death do us part. And I've done that twice. I don't want to do it no more. But you know what? The Lord will hold my hand and we'll get through it. But see, I'm the oldest, so I'm not planning on sticking around. Um, he can outlive me. It's okay with me. Whatever happens, happens. It's in the hands of the Lord, and I'm not worried about it. And I've got this, and I took another picture I'm going to put on for my picture for my iPad, or, you know, when you check in on me. And it's so strange. When we turn on at home at James's house, we turn on YouTube, and the first person that comes up is me. Who would have believed that someday I would be the first thing that comes up on our television? So this morning, I was watching some of my friends on the big screen, and you know, that's fun. And I watched Debbie the other day on the big screen, and she really comes across good. She's a natural. Uh-oh, there goes that funny thing again that I don't like. Let's see if I can get rid of it. I will try. Let's try this one. Well, they got to do an ad first. But I still like these sceneries behind me. You know, that's what I think they're selling chicken. Oh, yeah, they are. And I want to go get me some. That's over there at, let's see, it's over on State Street. And they've got a three-piece lunch. And I might go get me some. Who knows? I could try. Well, we've got another scene behind us now, see? I mean, I just like to experiment and play with Look at that big old house. Now, when I was a little girl and we had to walk to school, we had fences. See, and these pictures remind me of my childhood, and not that house because we lived in a little old 2-bedroom house that Daddy built. But that overpass there, which they use in the country a lot of times for the cattle and stuff and for people, but we had fences to get to the bus, and we had to cross another man's farm was the shortcut. So you know what they did to get across the fence? You built steps going up and steps coming down, and that way you could get across the fence because they didn't want their cattle to get out, and that we had to cross two of those. No, only one, I believe. And then we had a gate at the other place. And one thing you do not go through a gate on a farm and not close it because the cattle will get out. You don't let the cattle out, that's for sure. So we go over that up the steps and down the steps. That is a pretty scene. Look at that. Oh, and look, there's a book there, and the wind is breezing along, and ever so often it flips the pages. I can put these on while I'm reading, and I just enjoy it. It is just so nice. So I don't want to go too long. I was looking at my analytics on YouTube and how long does people watch, and they mainly watch 4 minutes. So that's life. So they'll watch me maybe 4 minutes today, and I've had a good time. And I'm going to change my picture on my what it and Debbie's got to learn how to get monetized because she's got enough watch hours, and I hope she can figure that out. I think she can with the help of YouTube because you can check into that and then you can text back and forth with them and they give you instructions what to do. So look it up, Debbie. Get in there, girl. Start making that money. I enjoy the money I'm making. I bought James a pair of shoes. And you know what? He's been wearing them now 3 or 4 days and they are not he loves them. I'm so glad the Lord led me to get him some Skechers. I figured he would never wear them because he's so picky. But being it was a present, he did it and he walked out of here with them. And when we walked this morning, he was walking with them. And did you see that short I did? Those people at the Y, I guess I'm not shutting up right now. I mean, the senior citizens and some of the guys, we saw some guys this morning, both of them was carrying 2 bags. What do they do? I'm curious. I don't know. I didn't ask them. But I had just passed when I got ready to do that short and say I got my exercise over. 2 older ladies had went right past me carrying all they could carry, and one of them pulling it on one of those things on wheels. And then as I go out the door, there's another one, 2 of them, and they've got the same thing packed. And so they thought I was talking to them, and I was talking to my phone. So I just went ahead and talked to them and told them what I was getting ready to say. I said, "Are y'all getting ready to move in or something? It looks like it. They got so much stuff. What are they going to do with all that stuff? I mean, you only need one bathing suit." Now, me and James used to go down and swim back when we was younger, and because we've been married 15, going on 16 years now, which is a miracle of God. So we would take our, but I only needed a little tiny bag for my swimming stuff and one to put my clothes in. They have lockers where you can bring a towel and your swimming trunks. That's all, or swimming suit. And I had a one piece because even then I wasn't the smallest little thing in the world. But that's part of being middle aged, I guess. And I was middle aged a long time ago. That's pretty blue water. I look at that back there and I remember how we had neighbors and how we all was on we had a phone. Finally, we got a phone. Now, we was 2 years when we moved to the farm. When I was 10 years old, we moved into, Daddy built the house. And before he built the house, we lived in what was later the smokehouse. And it was not insulated or anything. And I tell you what, we spent a winter in that. And we would sleep in one bed and we would use our coats, newspapers. We didn't have enough covers. and you could not keep a fire at night because the only stove we had was a little stove, small little stove, small, and you could set one pot on it and cook on it, and that's what Mom cooked on. And she cooked mainly soup beans, and then she would make hoe cakes, which is cornbread with, make it like a patty cake, and we could have soup beans and cornbread in one. And listen, it tasted good because we was hungry, but we lived in that. But then Daddy built the bigger house, but we was 2 years before we got electric. And the reason that was is back then you had to pay to get the post set from where the electric line came to. And he was going to have to get a few posts set before we could get electric. But he finally got the money to get the posts set, and we got electric. And the way we first put in electric is we had one bulb hanging down in the living room, one in the kitchen, one in the bedrooms, only two bedrooms downstairs, and a big upstairs where all the boys slept. We didn't have fans, we didn't have anything, we didn't have no cross breeze, and I'll tell you what, it was hot when I was a little girl. It it got really hot, and we had to keep a pan of water and a wash rag and wash ourselves down to keep us cool to where we could get to sleep. It was terrible, and the boys upstairs, they were in misery. And Norman and Denny and them can tell you that, and they're still here. You know, I still got. I've lost two brothers and one sister, and I'm the oldest, and I'm going to be 92 in September, Lord willing. And we always said, Lord willing, and if the creek don't rise, that's an old saying. And I've been hearing some of the old sayings that some of these people tell us, and I like to hear them. So send them in to me. I like to read them, and I try to read all the comments. And if I don't read them, I look at them, and if I just can't come up with a good answer, I just tap them, let you know I read them anyway, because I get quite a few, and y'all can read the comments I get, and I like them because people are so kind. Everybody is kind. Some of them I don't understand what they're talking about, but it's fun. So God bless you, and y'all walk that path now where Jesus would be pleased with you. And I got things I got to do. I got to get out here and do some things. So I love you. Bye bye. Catch you next time.